Let's talk about Rouge Orchid. So Rouge Orchid is one of the newest releases from the house of Australia. This is supposed to be inspired by a Dior fragrance called Rouge Trafalgar. Now, I did not know that when I initially bought it. I just bought it because it was a brand new release from Australia and I wanted to check it out. But when I sprayed it, I immediately thought this smells very similar to something that I've also recently added to my collection. But this one is by Khadlaj. Recently featured in my top 10 best Cuddlush best scents for spring, I'm talking about Ria. So Ria is also inspired by the Dior Rouge Trafalgar fragrance, but these two definitely have some stark differences. So let's break down what those are and you can figure out which one might be a better fit for you. So Rouge Orchid is going to give you a very sweet, jammy, slight rose type of fragrance that is very strong in terms of its projection as well as its longevity. I'm talking at least 8 hours with this one. And upon the first spray, you can smell how thick and dense the berries in this fragrance are. And yes, while there is rose, again, it's definitely more of a covered in juice, nectar, and pulp kind of rose, not an overly dry rose or an overly prominent rose. I would definitely say that this is more of a fruity rose kind of fragrance than anything else, with the fruit being the predominant notes that you're gonna pick up throughout the duration of the fragrance. Let's go over the notes for Rouge Orchid. So notes for Rouge Orchid, this is gonna open up with pink pepper and raspberry. In the heart, you get the rose and the cherry, and the base is patchouli and vanilla. Now let's talk a little bit about Khadlaj's Ria. So while this has a very similar scent profile to the Rouge Orchid, the main difference is the intensity and the jamminess of the two fragrances. This to me comes off as a much airier version of the same DNA. It has a sparkle to it. It feels a bit more watery. It's like the other one is like a juice that's 99% concentrate, and this one is maybe 6% juice, and the rest of it is like a sparkling seltzer water to really give you more of an airy type of result with the overall fragrance, even though it still has the same kind of fruity profile technically. Let's go over the notes for Cuddlush's Ria. So Ria is gonna open up with cherry and mandarin, orange, strawberry, and raspberry. In the heart, you get grapefruit and musk, and the base is patchouli and blackcurrant. So as you can probably tell just from hearing the notes, there are definitely notes in here that are intended to bring more of that brighter, sparkly type of profile that I mentioned, like the grapefruit. It also features a few more berries, and it doesn't have the vanilla and the dry down like the Rouge Orchid does. Now, I have never smelled the original Dior fragrance, so I cannot say which of these is closest to the original, but what I can say is as to which one you would think is better will completely depend on what kind of overall scent you're looking for. We already know that both of these are fruity, but are you looking for a fruity fragrance that is going to have a very bright, sparkly, airy, a little bit watery type of texture to it? If so, definitely stick with Khadlaj's Ria. If longevity matters more to you, then it's an absolute no-brainer that you're gonna want to get the Orchid. Ria is a light fruity floral in my opinion. I get about 5 to 6 hours, and at the 4 hour mark, it really starts to become a lot more of an intimate scent on me, more of a personal bubble kind of smell. It's not going to go out and grab anyone else's nose hairs from far away. Rouge Orchid, it's the complete opposite. That thing is strong. It's very strong. It is very thick. It is very jammy and dense and heavy. And when I compared both of them, I sprayed them both on each wrist, and I could not believe how much stronger the Rouge Orchid was. But because of that extra heaviness, which you gain with projection, longevity, and thickness of smell, you lose the bright, grapefruity, sparkling quality that the Ria has. So me personally, how I will wear them, I'm gonna layer them. I'm gonna put the Rouge Orchid down as my base, and then I'm gonna top it off with the Ria because I really do enjoy the sparkly nature of Ria, but I also really enjoy a scent that is going to last all day long. And I think that combination together is beautiful. But as to which one you may want to scoop up, again, will completely depend on if you want a more sparkly, light version or a deeper, more intense, stronger version. Now, let's talk about packaging. If I had to pick one of these bottles just simply off of packaging for what's gonna go on my display, It's absolutely Ria. I think this is so beautiful. Khadlaj, please give us more bottles like this. What's interesting to me about a lot of Middle Eastern bottles is I feel like it gives the impression of, you know, we don't want to spend too much on designing the bottle because, of course, we want to keep these products affordable for the public. That's what they're supposed to be, is affordable products. So we're not going to spend too much money on materials trying to create very fancy bottles. But the thing is, you don't have to create overly fancy bottles to make nice, clean looking, chic, elegant, classy bottles that are not expensive. This was not an expensive perfume. It's in the same range as most of the Khadlaj's fragrances, yet we can still get a classy, glass, beautiful looking bottle that I'm proud to put on my display. I hope that more companies start to go in this direction. I think that Khadlaj, a lot of their bottles recently have been quite lovely. Even Panache Angel Dust. It's unique, but it's still affordable and very pretty. Anyways, that's a little side note for anybody else who loves bottles and packaging as much as I do. So the Ria definitely wins to me in the packaging department. Rouge Orchid, it's not a horrible bottle. In fact, I think that the red to orange or yellow gradient is quite beautiful. Really what turns this into something that starts to feel a little bit cheapy and starts to feel like just not my vibe is the top here. This plasticky top that I feel like is on so many bottles, we need to stop it. Stop doing the plasticky, fake gold top shoulder sweater thing that all the bottles have. And the cap itself, this looks and feels like something that I would spend 25 cents to get out of one of those little kid play toy thingies that you can put a quarter in and get yourself like a little blow pop ring. That's what this is. It's very light. It's very just cheapy, plasticky feeling. It's not my favorite. But imagine the bottle with just a gold, sleek top. Perfect. That's all we need. To me, they're both definitely better than most bottles that are out on the Middle Eastern market, but I definitely think that Ria takes the win in that category, if that matters to you. So I like both of them. I'm going to be layering both of them together. I think that they both serve a purpose in my collection. Let me know if you are going to be trying either of these, and if so, which one do you think you might be more interested in scooping up?